glad it was short. It could have been shorter, honestly.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah,
Um, yeah, yeah. Their stories are just like not fucking compelling.
it definitely was clear that they're trying to appeal to an audience that doesn't include me. I wonder if the audience even exists, or if it's really a. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It seems like they're aiming like really young now, and like especially that ending. Like, holy shit, they're just basically like, oh yeah, you thought this was gonna be like a scene that sets up the next movie with like adults in it, but no, this is setting up some kind of like fucking after school program on Disney Plus.
Yeah, yeah. That's like what is that gonna be? I don't want to
Yeah.
watch that. And then like we're
So
gonna recruit Ant Man's daughter in this. You know that one that like caused the whole fucking conflict of
controversy
the
and
third movie. Yeah,
almost like Kang back in the
like almost
universe.
vaporized everybody and brought Kang
Yeah.
back. Yeah, go hit her up and see what she's doing on
A
Tuesday.
bunch of ants were heroes and they died in that war. That
Oh
story.
yeah.
um yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're like what I I don't even fucking know what they're doing anymore, man. Like these movies are all so like pointless, and that was like the exact feeling that I got when they fucking said after like Endgame, like they just showed all those projects that they were gonna do, and like they were all shows like WandaVision and Loki, and I just felt like, dude, who the fuck wants to see that shit? And like, what are you gonna make it about that's even gonna be like interesting enough? And they have just like, all these things that they've made have just been like pretty like mediocre to abysmal, like depending. And I mean, like again, like this one wasn't like I wasn't like as like incensed, like as I am in some of the other ones. Like when like three of the girls or when three of the main characters are all women, like there's way less scenes where the characters are like disparaging one another. So that's like something you get with like the other ones. Is like, oh my god, like Thor is just getting it from fucking everybody in this movie, and he's not dishing it back. So that's
Yeah.
like that's like half the watching experience. Like that's one of the nice things about this one is that like at least they're all women, so they're all being like really
Yes, they're
positive
not
to each
shitting on any
other.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all like
Uh,
communicating or trying to. They're
uh,
being like real supportive and like warm and
yeah.
nice towards each other. And like I guess that's like it's very like it's boring, but like it's refreshing at the same time because it's not negative.
Yeah.
So that's like how I felt about that. Like a lot of the like little scenes where they were being like nice and supportive to each other were like working for me and stuff like that. But like there was like way too much like the family getting interjected. Like we really like I don't know how you can have like three characters in a movie and like clearly you want to do like development on them, but then like you waste so much time on like other stuff that like doesn't need to be in the movie. Like the movie can stand on its own if you just make it about the three Marvel women. Like I don't get how like there's a lot to do there. There was like a little bit of a thread with like Kamala, like idolizing and worshiping Captain Marvel like a little bit too much, and like I guess like putting a pressure on her to have to like meet a certain standard to the point where she like apologized for it. But it's like I didn't really like get that opinion. I mean, like I don't know, I wasn't paying like that strict of attention to it, but like I didn't really get the opinion she was like suffocating her or anything like that. But like maybe that could have been a storyline if you make it like more focused about them, and then like I don't know, maybe you could give Monica Rambeau like a little bit more motivation rather than like you said you were going to come back and you didn't. I haven't gotten over it as an adult. That's not great motivation. We can maybe change that if we're taking this thing back on the fucking cutting room floor. But yeah, but they don't do that. They have so much stuff that's like asides with like the family and like Nick Fury and stuff like that, and it's like, dude, who fucking cares about these characters? Like
Yeah.
I'm not interested in them getting like I don't know schlepped around or what like I don't know it never seems like we have to dedicate like so much time to like the auxiliary like family member characters when that happens. It seems like the other movies like they find a way to like compartmentalize them really quick so that they're not an issue. And this one was just like constantly with that. And like, again, we got no conflict resolution at all for like, well, I guess she went and like restarted the sun, but like, I don't know.
Well,
That
it's meant
was
to
like,
appeal to like teenage girls, right? So
I guess so. I mean, like
it would have the parents as like a major presence because like she's probably living at home, right?
I mean, I guess
Like,
so.
oh, your
Like,
parents are like in your shit all the time. It's like, yeah,
I
because you're not like,
yeah, but like
you know, an
movies are
adult.
supposed to be like
Yeah,
escapism, you know? Can like we give her a break and like her family isn't like involved in every fucking scene and like talking to her.
it's got to be relatable, and it's like,
Uh,
kids go out and their parents are like
yeah, but it would be
FaceTiming them like
relatable if
all
you
the
had the
time.
characters like, you know, meeting each other and like actually like interacting with each other more than like these, you know, these 2-second clips that just, you know, can go in the trailer. You know, that's relatable, is like seeing these characters like get to know each other and like grow to like each other and then like, you know, learn how to use their powers together. It's not like you have to fucking shoehorn the parents in every like 5 minutes, all right? Like 3 minutes at the beginning, you know, to let us know that they exist, and 3 minutes at the end when her daughter returns unscathed. You know, and she
Yeah, and
has a
then
good
maybe like a
story.
funny scene. I'd still leave the
Yeah,
scene where they're FaceTiming. That's fine. But
maybe
why do
something
we
like
need
that.
to like have Nick Fury like bring them onto the ship
Yeah,
to
there was
like
just like too much like extra stuff, and it's like this
um
movie's already like super short, so like you could. That's what I'm saying is like it's short and it has fluff in it, so it's like man, you really. And then it's like I don't get how you didn't like. There's such a story to tell here. There's like an actual story to tell here. There's like 3 characters, and I know about them vaguely, and like if you're gonna throw them all together in like the same movie, I want to feel like there was like a purpose for that, other than like. I don't know what they vaguely all have the same powers, and so like they were getting like affected, but that was like not really that good. And like you know it's not like they didn't get along at any point. Like they were pretty copacetic like the whole movie with each other, so there wasn't really like a lot either for them to overcome. It was just kind of like Carol had some like guilt she was harboring, and then she needed to like get that off her chest, and then like
yeah,
everything
and
kind of
Monica held it against her. But it's
yeah,
again,
a
I
little
don't I
like
don't think
yeah.
that's a very good like plot line. I think
No, I
that
don't think so either.
someone that age would be like mature enough to like not still hold a grudge, and then like also being a person that has like similar powers, you'd be like, yeah, this person is busy like fighting crime and shit in space.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's probably why she wasn't, around.
Yeah, it
Um,
seems petty, which is like not
right.
really
It seems
where.
petty for like someone who's supposed to be like 30.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like not where you want to be with this kind of crap. So, but yeah, I think
This
there
is a
could have.
really thin story for them.
Yeah, and I think they could have had something for whatever reason. I don't know. They reshot this movie like a million times, and then they cut it down to like this. So like,
Yeah.
man, I imagine
Can
that
you
there was
imagine how bad
tons
the
of.
other versions were?
Yeah, I
God
imagine there
damn.
was probably tons of shit
Yeah.
with the fucking scrolls that they cut out. Um, I don't know. And then like the other thing too was like they did actually have like a compelling villain for once.
Kind
Like
of. The only thing that we knew about her motivations were things that she herself would say.
well yeah, was
Um,
she wanted, you know, retribution for her life being like destroyed basically.
yeah, but we get that from just like her telling us that, right?
Yeah, we did eventually get like a flashback for it.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, I mean like I'm not complimenting that it was you know the way we got the information was good. I was just saying that like the villain that we had, like it's rare that you get a villain that has sufficient motivations to be like angry at the main character. Like Captain Marvel is like directly responsible for her life being upended, essentially, like the way of her people being, you know, unsustainable anymore. So that's rare. And then like Danvers actually like feels fucking guilty about it, which is even better because it's like she wants to like make it right. And it's like I guess we were seeing like tidbits of like things that she was doing to like try and achieve that. Like it seems that like she probably married that guy to create some kind of like favorable outcome in that galaxy or whatever they were in so that she could
Yeah.
like get closer to that goal. So like that's a good story too, but they didn't really like they just like barely scratched the surface of it. And it's like that's pretty interesting. Like, you know, you could really get into that. And it's like I don't know, like this movie is more like disappointing than anything. This is like one of the only movies I feel like I've seen recently that like had a lot of potential and didn't really even try to capitalize on any of it. Which is weird because it's the one movie that has like 3 female characters in it that like have a good excuse to like all be together or whatever. And you want to push all that shit and stuff like that, and then I don't know, you give him this weak sauce fucking movie. It's like, what the fuck, man? You had it all there in front of you, and you fucking blew it. And you had like $300 million to make this shit. It's like, what the fuck? This is insane, actually, in like a different way than it usually is.
Yeah, it's just like so bland. Because I mean, they're like it's barely a movie at this point. Like we can't even like cut any more of it, or like it won't make any sense at all.
Yeah,
like, we need to have like all this shit in there.
It's
and
like I think
half of that shit could have gone too.
I think if you tack on the like end credit scene to like the actual runtime of the movie, I think it like barely gets over 90 minutes, and then like part of that in there is like a fucking Captain Marvel recap. So it's not even like new scenes.
Yeah,
like
we really don't need a recap of the old movie.
Yeah.
They need to stop doing that.
It's like reused scenes. So.
It's not fucking TV, dude. Like, don't fucking give us the previously.
Yeah, and I just don't get how it's like, man, like the thing is like they all have cool powers too. Like Kamala's is pretty cool, and so is Rambo's.
So she doesn't do the big hands thing anymore? Is that what is that?
She did it a few times in the movie. She did like.
Did she do it in the movie?
She did like stretchy big hands, but she never got like crazy with it. And I think she did one at the very end where she like caught something or caught someone. But she, they weren't. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing too. Is like I feel like the three of these characters together are like really overpowered. There's no way that one lady should have been putting up such a good fight with one bracelet when Kamala also has one bracelet. Because it's like. Okay, so we both got one bracelet, and then we also have Captain Marvel, and we also have Monica Rambeau. So it's like, how are you like holding your own against us? Because that's pretty crazy. I guess again, like Kamala and Monica are both like just regular humans. So maybe that has something to do with it, because like Kree are some of like the strongest people on the planet. So like,
well, what did the bracelet do? It gave her like laser powers. So
I don't know.
I don't know how strong those are.
It just makes you strong. Yeah, I guess I don't know. It just like
I think it'd be like really, really strong.
I guess it amplifies your strength, and it was kind of like an anti-Captain.
But Kamala has the other one, so why isn't she like she alone should be strong enough to take on?
Yeah, because like what they should have done is had like Captain Marvel just make Kamala's bracelet like real powerful, and then she could just stop. Because like that was the thing, was like every time Captain Marvel tried to use her powers, she would just put the bracelet up and like absorb them.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, you would just power up Kamala's bracelet and just be like a battery for her, and then that would be cool. That didn't happen.
Why didn't they do that? It's a major missed opportunity.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like this movie actually had like all the ingredients to like be good, and it's like all the things that they want to push, and they're like organic to like the characters and the situation that they're in. So it's like crazy when like in nature, like all the things that they've been pushing like just occur by themselves on their own, and then they blow it. They just don't do anything fucking
totally
cool. They just made this wet part of the movie. It's like so bland. And it's like, it's like I'm not like baffled because of like how bad it was. I'm like baffled by like how disappointed I am, because like I actually like, now that I've seen like what's in the movie, it's like, man, this could have been good, and it wasn't.
Real.
This like actually could have like defied all expectations and been like an okay movie. But yeah, it's pretty underwhelming. And and again, just like, it's just so thin on like the story. Like I think there's something really cool there with Captain Marvel and the villain and the planet and the sun and all that stuff, and her like that's the reason that she's like never available and stuff like that. There's so much you can do with that. That's actually like really fitting for some of the questions that people have had, and some of the reasons that people don't really like Captain Marvel is because like she just shows up and like blows up the most powerful thing and like evens the playing field and like disappears, and then
and then pieces out.
It's like never around ever again after that. And it's like, oh, there's a lot of stuff still going on down here, and it would be really easy to solve if you were around. And it's like, okay, this is all really good, like sufficient motivation to like have her constantly be away. She's like trying to arrange like diplomat. She's like basically what you said before. You made a fucking analogy about like Hamas and Israel. She's basically
The
trying to she's like
Walmart.
trying to fix that. She like caused that and like she's trying to fix it. And it's like really difficult situation for us. It's like that's
Yeah, she
all.
just needs to offer billions of dollars in aid. That's her problem. She's not doing
Yeah.
hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yeah, it's
No
insane.
questions asked. You use it for whatever you guys are gonna use it for. No victory conditions or anything are attached to any of this.
Yeah.
The blank check. The blank
Yeah.
check you guys get.
Yeah, so it's just a shame that they actually had something there that like you could really do like a lot with everything, all the building blocks that you have here, but they're really swaying low. So bummer.
Yeah. Well, I can't say it was unexpected. Totally expected it. It was just really super bland, and I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, definitely nothing special.
Yeah.
Definitely not as bad as like some of the other fucking garbage that I've seen recently, but like still pretty worthless. I think is like the
Yeah.
most important thing is like these movies are just worthless. You just see them and you can just forget them immediately.
Yeah.
And there's like very little that you like need to know or anything like that or anything memorable. It's like you said, it's like the villain finally gets what they want, they just fucking blow up. It's like okay, they're done.
Yeah. It was the point of any of
It's
that.
like the same
So
shit that they always do. They like introduce a thing, it's like really powerful, and then it's all like wrapped up with a little bow at the end, so like no one else can ever get their hands
yeah.
on it. And like in this case, it's like it's so Kamala like, has access to like her full powers. It's
Yeah.
like okay, good, all right. It's just like the book of Ashanti. It's just like the quantum realm. It's just like the fucking the wish at the middle of the universe and Thor. All
The
these
wish at
things.
the what? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
all these things that would have been super convenient against like Thanos. They just like appear in these movies once and then they get used and then they're never they never matter
Yep.
again.
Mechanic we introduced once. Yeah.
Yeah, and this would have actually been a way for you to do like a redemptive like sympathetic villain because like you could have had like Captain Marvel and her like make a treaty at the end and come to terms and like figure out a way that they can both get what they want and she can actually do something that earns her being able to drop the Annihilator moniker and maybe get something different, something a little bit more neutral maybe or even positive.
Yeah. We could
uh,
probably do a TV show.
it's like it's
I
all
think Miss
there.
Marvel is going to be on a TV show next.
I mean, I don't think it needs that much time, but it's like you could have done it in a movie. You could have done it in the. I mean, normally these movies.
No,
are,
I'm
what,
saying
2
that's
hours?
the next thing they'll probably do with Miss Marvel or Captain
Oh,
Marvel.
yeah, I have
They'll
no idea
probably
what they're
give her
gonna
a
do with
TV show or something.
these characters. Like, if this movie does horrible, like I don't think they're
Yeah,
gonna
they're
do
not
any-
going to make any more movies
Yeah,
like this.
I don't think they're gonna do anything with these characters if the movie does poorly.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, they had it all there. They had it all there, and they just didn't do anything with it. So yeah, I wonder. I wonder what that like feature length cut would have been like, because
Yeah.
yeah, just just a bunch of extra nonsense. Probably just like long diplomatic scenes with that lady and the Kree or the scroll, sorry, and like I don't know other.
No, I think it would be a lot of ad libbing from what's her name? Kamala.
Maybe I
There'd
definitely
be
think
just a lot of ad libbing.
there probably would have been like one more action scene shoehorned in there
Uh,
somewhere.
yeah, I
Um,
guess.
it it felt like when because like when the lady arrived at the singing city, she like stepped up to like the Asian twink guy and it looked like that was supposed to be like the start of like kind of a bigger action set piece where like a bunch of foot soldiers and stuff like that were fighting. They kind of did that, right? The guys like kind of charged each other with their swords and stuff. It seemed like that was supposed to be like much meatier, like of a set piece or something like that. I don't know. It felt like I definitely felt like some of the scenes that had like been cut down. It felt like you could kind of feel the choppiness in like some of the sequences.
Yeah, because it felt like I stopped seeing those guys with the swords
Yeah,
like
exactly.
midway through the fight. And
They
I
were
was
just
like,
there,
what
and then
are those guys still doing? Or
yeah,
what's
and then
going
it
on
was
with those
just like
guys?
never really like gotten back to again or anything.
Yeah, I mean, like I kind of wanted a little bit for it to be more bad, like worse.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
Wanted it to be
saying. Like,
like I wish it was worse so that
yeah,
I'd have something to latch on to, but it's really just boring and bland.
yeah. That's the thing is like it's like it was doing a couple things good, so it never really like got into like the depths of like some of the other ones. So there was really
Yeah.
nothing to like mock or laugh at. Really, it was hard to like riff on the movie, and it was mostly just like really safe, kind of like young teenager, like 11, 12, 13-year-old humor, kind of playing into that crowd, like really hard. Like the movie was like really dumbed down because it had Kamala in it. And yeah, it's like I said, I think that's like kind of one of the root causes of like all these movies being bad is because like all of them are introducing like children in them, like like well, like Thor didn't, but like I don't know, Thor is an interesting one, but like Doctor Strange had America in it, and Wakanda had Riri Williams in it, and Ant-Man had Haley in it, and now this one has Kamala in it. So it's like all these movies that have these like teenagers, these teenage characters in them. It feels like they really dumb them down so that they can like play into that like generation because they're just trying to indoctrinate teenagers at this point. They've like completely abandoned, like they know at this point that like the people that are in their 30s and 40s and shit that are still buying it are always going to buy it, and like if like a couple of them like come and go or like rotate every now and then when like the quality gets a little bit better in that, then so be it. Like they're here now to like they're laying down the bedrock for like the next generation, and that's who they're trying to poach. And like I don't know, it might work because like I think Disney is just like super good at like saturating the market. Like some people, all they ever see in their life is like Disney shit, or like they have like a really like limited things of like what they view. So they have like no frame of reference when the movies are like super bad, right? Because like all the stuff that they see is super bad, so they just think it's normal. So I don't know. So like there's a chance that like it could work, I guess. But like I would hope that most of the people watching this stuff are like, God, this is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I don't even like feel passionate about it in any way. Like I was just like, yeah, I guess. They showed
Yeah, no,
the
not the
characters on the
specifically.
screen for a little bit, and it was over. And it's like, yeah, whatever. And I used to care about these movies though, like when it was,
Oh yeah, well I mean they don't make them that way anymore.
yeah, I don't know. They're just running out of ideas, and like we just got to do like a one-off movie. Like the bad guy is just like, why does the bad guy have to be the same as the other guy? She's like a Kree or whatever, the blue guys. She's one of those guys, right?
Yeah, the bad guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
And
she was
like,
angry because they killed their AI god. And
yeah, I
then
got it. Right,
yeah,
right,
and it plunged the civilization into like war, and then the sun burned
right.
out
Yeah, right.
or something. I don't know how those things are related, but
Yeah,
apparently
so that's fine, but it didn't set anything up like
no,
or it's not connected to any other thing. So I
um,
don't know, but they,
no, but they
it
haven't done
seems like
that
they're
in
really.
forever, pretty much. Like the last time they tried to do it was with Kang, but that was really like the only. Well, they tried to do it with the Eternals and shit too, but like, they've really like just tucked that one away. fucking celestial that's like in the planet.
Oh yeah, I don't think that they're gonna do any more of those.
No.
I hope not, dude. None of that shit is cool.
No. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna.
Is that just like because
they're just
like everybody's
ignoring
like
it
old
forever.
in that movie, right? They're like older people. Like, is that why they're Eternals? They're like, oh, this is for like the are like older people into older people superheroes, or is that what this is?
I don't know.
You know, is that like all the because like it's like Selma Hayek's in it, and the Indian guy's like probably 40, and
Angelina Jolie's in it.
Angelina Jolie's like
Yeah.
they're all like older people in that. So
It's
maybe
like
that's
the
like
Golden
that's the
Corral
equivalent of
fucking
this.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So the people that like drink wine and watch Marvel movies that want like to watch the Eternal. Yeah, because like dude, it's like all about like love and like romance. Like you fucking fuckers, you all watch this fucking romantic shit. Fuck you. You probably like this.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't go see it. I was considering going to see it because I thought it was going to be like a massive train wreck, but it wasn't even that.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have wanted to sit in the theater and watch this. I'm
Yeah,
glad I did it on cam, honestly.
it's
It saved
only-
me a trip.
Yeah, it's only like 90 minutes, so I was thinking like, it couldn't be that bad to just like go fucking swipe the movie pass and go check it out.
Yeah.
Could be
It's not even worth the swipe.
could be super funny, but yeah, I wouldn't even go.
It's not even worth the swipe.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go check. I wouldn't check this out now.
Don't swipe.
Yeah.
I don't even like have that much more to say about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's
I don't know.
there's nothing really.
Like Brie Larson, like good in it. The bad guy, like she is kind of pretty in some shots, but I looked her up and she doesn't look like that in real life. So
Oh.
definitely benefits from the movie makeup.
Yeah, I thought she looked fine. She was.
Yeah, she looked fine.
She was pleasing to look at while she was on screen.
Yeah.
I thought all the costumes were bad. Like
Yeah, I would agree.
Monica's
Even the
wasn't,
bad guy's
like-
costume was pretty lame.
Yeah, like Monica's wasn't horrible, but it wasn't like standout either. And
She looked like she looked like she just stepped off a train car as a bad guy the whole time. Like it's like this like latchkey kid fucking dress.
I wish they had
and then
come
it
up
had-
with a name for her too.
She didn't have a name
No, she didn't have a name. Like Kamala was like spitballing names for there the whole time.
for the bad guy.
No, Kamala was. She was like
For who?
She was like spitballing names for Monica.
Oh, for Monica, right,
Yeah, 'cause
right,
Monica doesn't have like a superhero name.
right.
And they really should have paid that off. They should have had her like come up with like a really good one, and then like had Monica like really like it, because it's like she's just like cringing at like
we
all
can't
the
commit to one
suggestions and
because
stuff
of
like that.
merchandising rights.
I don't know, but it's just
Can't
like
commit
lame
to a
when you
name
see
for
the
that.
characters like trying to have like a little
Pepsi already bought that character, and so they have to come up with the name that's going to be released at the same time as their new flavor.
Taste testing the new flavor, they'll let you know.
Yeah.
When it's ready. But yeah, that could have been like a cute like bonding, scene between them, because she does need like a name. Like all the superheroes need names or whatever, right? So like that would have been cute if she was like, "Hey, do you want to like help me come up with a name?" And they were like, it would have been funnier if like the whole movie they were like trying to decide between like 5 really good names, and they were like narrowing it down the whole movie. That's like how you would do that, like in a fun way.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you've got like 3 or 4 like really good ones.
Your
and,
top
like,
3.
Yeah, and you're slowly like
trying
eliminating
them out.
them. Yeah.
You like introduce yourself to like the bad guys as one of them. He's like, nah, that's not it.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You could.
Yeah.
There's like lots of ways you could like play with it. That would have been like the way to do something like that. But yeah, I don't know. This movie's just it's barely a movie. This movie.
Yeah, I don't know if they really are using AI to make it. It might as well be.
Yeah, seriously, and it's like the shittiest AI that they have, man. This is like ChatGPT 0.5.
ChatGPT 0.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0.5. Wow.
Yeah,
That's like
just
just way back.
Just 0.5. Yeah.
It's way back there.
It's writing like the worst scripts. At this point, it's like it's only been trained on like large language models that have like all Disney's like catalog in them. So it's only been trained on like other garbage movies.
Oh God! Wow, just the ones that went straight to VHS,
Yeah, just
like
like
Cinderella
all the
2.
ones that they've like pulled off of their streaming service.
Yeah.
It's just trained on them.
Yeah, all the ones that there are too many disclaimers they had to put at the beginning. They're like, "Oh, this movie's racist, but it's also homophobic."
Yeah.
Bob Iger just give a whole speech. Like, just pull the movie. It's way easier.
It's the only AI that they have to pry its eyes open like Clockwork Orange to like,
Watch
train
all of it.
Yeah. uh,
Yeah, yeah, it was worth checking out. But don't go to the theater to see it, I'd say. Yeah. And don't watch it, really. I mean, I don't regret that I watched it, but, I could take it or leave it. So, like, isn't the X-Men guys are all split up too? Like, only certain
um,
characters they can be in, like, certain movies and shit.
I don't think so. I think that they got them all because like I think they were all owned by Fox and they like recently acquired all of Fox or something like that, right? So I think that they have like the full slate of X-Men.
Okay, because I'm wondering, like, there's a reason why the only X-Men you see in Deadpool is those two X-Men. And
Yeah.
then it showed the other ones, like, quickly, but I don't know if they're, like,
Yeah,
that
but
was
it's
a
mostly just
cameo
like
or...
Colossus and like Negasonic Supergirl or
Yeah,
something.
right.
Yeah. I think that's also to like make the movie like funny and cheeky. Is to like it pokes fun at like this cinematic universe, which is like very Daredevil, right? Like, um, he's kind of like the auxiliary character. They're just kind of like making the movie to like, it's kind of like an off the cuff thing that they do, right? Is they put they put a Deadpool movie out or whatever. So like, I think that's why they do it because it's like funny that like they get like a couple token like off-brand X-Men, and then he gets to make fun of like the budget or whatever in universe.
Yeah.
But like yeah, now I'm pretty sure that they have all of them, and they're gonna try and like from what I've heard, the whole thing that they're technically barreling towards like Secret Invasion or Secret Wars or whatever the fucking Avengers movie is gonna be called. I think that they're trying
That's
to get
the one where everybody's a scroll, right?
Secret Invasion which is the movie, but one of the Avengers
Oh,
movies
okay.
is called like Secret Wars. And I
Okay.
think that by the time that they get to that, I think that they want to have like the Fantastic Four and the X-Men like already introduced in the universe.
Oh,
So supposedly those are going to be like coming soon, but they're constantly
boy.
they're constantly
Sounds
like
easy for them to botch it.
yeah, they're constantly like changing their plans and shit like that because of like how bad the movies have been doing recently. So like,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. You know, I don't know what they're up to
It's
over there.
real easy to botch it.
Yeah, I mean they're good at botching it.
Yeah.
They make it easy.
Do they have like a new timeline of like what movies they're gonna come out with, or they come out
I
with a
don't
new
know. I
a new
haven't. I don't really
slideshow?
like keep up on stuff like that. So I don't know what their like revised timeline looks like. I usually hear about it like usually I'll see it on EFAP or something like that. They'll like bring it up and just
Do
be
you
like,
know what the next thing is supposed to be?
I think it's supposed to be Deadpool
Oh,
in May.
this year?
No, in
Oh, in
May.
May? Okay. Oh, that might be
Yeah.
something.
Which might get like most people think it's gonna get delayed again because most people don't think that there's any way that they could have it done by that time. Um, So we'll see. But like that's supposedly the next release is Deadpool in May, and then I think that that's supposed to buffer. Oh, they're coming out with a show in January, the Echo show.
Echo, like it's about the little Amazon Alexa thing.
Yeah.
Wow. We really have run out of ideas because it's like
Yeah.
a little like a Wall-E kind of deal,
Yeah.
but
Well, it's like
it's
when
just
you
a
get
giant
AI writing
commercial
about
for
AI.
Amazon. Yeah.
It's just AI writing about AI because it's all I can like
Wow.
relate to.
Yeah. Would be the best
Um,
fucking shit ever. And then like Bezos is gonna use a spaceship to beam it on the moon so we can all watch it.
I was gonna say he's just gonna crash spaceships into the movie theater so he can just kill tons of people all at once.
Yeah.
People will flock to the theater to see Echo, and then boom, we just
This was the plan all along.
fly a blue orbit right into the fucking theater.
Uh,
Or Blue Origin, whatever it's called.
Blue Origin.
Yeah, isn't that what his spaceship company is called?
Oh, I don't know what it's called.
I think it's something Origin, but I'm not positive. I thought it was like Blue Origin or something like that, but we were wrong. Yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, at least I didn't go see it.